John chapter 14, verse 2. Let's try it. Ready? Here we go. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. I just have to work a bit more on the rhythm. So ready? Let's go. Ready? Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Okay. Now, one of the things that I've learned is when I try to teach Bible verses to kids, they will generally, you'll teach the words and then kids will be able to say, Jesus said, I am going to prepare a place for you. And they'll get it. But when they're saying like that, they haven't got it. Because what they're doing is spitting out a string of words, but they're not saying something that's meaningful. And I found that if you want kids to really know something and remember it, they need to first of all be able to say it at normal conversational speed. And the way to get them to be able to easily say it at conversational speed is actually to get them to say it faster than conversational speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a team thing now, and we're going to see how fast we can go with it. We're going to start at one speed and then sort of wind up a bit. So we're going to start all together. Here we go. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2, a bit faster. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, this side. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2 all together. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. What does John 14:2 say? Okay, you're getting there. That's good. Okay. Can't do it. Just supposing you're dealing with people who are musical. Is it possible to use an approach that will help someone who is actually musically very sensitive? Oh, let's take a verse from the Bible. John chapter 14, verse 2. Does anyone know what that says? Can someone tell me? John chapter 14, verse 2. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. You know, another part of music is rhythm. And you could do something like this. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Let's try that. Ready? Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Can we do it a bit faster? Here we go. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Now, can you see how someone who responds to music would respond better to that than something that was just said normally? Would that help? Yes. So, you know, even if you're not strong in one of these things, you can still find ways that you can take advantage of people's abilities and your limited ability. Now, I would like, for instance, to see, I wonder if there would be anybody here who might be able to tell me, just pulling something from random, what, say, if you're reading John's Gospel, chapter 14, what would verse 2 say? Would anyone be able to tell me? I just wonder, I'm looking for a hand up. Actually, is anyone? Yes. That's amazing. You can do it. Okay. Let's see if we can say it together. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Yes. Now you see, I could have helped you by turning that card around and leaving it there. Or I could have helped you even more by leaving that up there. Now, this is interesting. When I grew up, I went to a little church in Gympie, and it was an old building with a very high, sort of steep pitched roof, and on the walls were little, about A4 size picture frames with Bible verses in them. All in King James Version, because nothing else has been invented yet. I'm very old. But do you know, I can remember every one of those verses because I sat in a lot of boring adult church services, and that was the one thing that I had to look at. And sometimes just having a bit of information in people's sight, and particularly something that you've taught and worked on, every time you look at it, it's being reinforced. Now, when I run holiday programs with kids, and we're there every week, we quite often teach a different Bible verse each day. And the moment we've taught a Bible verse, I have a small card with the verse written on it that gets stuck up somewhere on the walls, and somewhere where it's going to be regularly seen by the kids all the way through the program. And it's amazing how just that reinforces it. But there's another reason why a lot of you seem to know John chapter 14 verse 2. Let's just see it, if you can say it again on your own. Ready, go. Okay, yeah. Does anybody not know those words? Now, why? Yeah, okay, repetition. How many times have you said it so far today?
26.
26 times you said that. Let's just say this one more time together. Here we go. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. John chapter 14, verse 2. Terrific.
Okay guys, did you enjoy some of that training? If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you'd like more ideas like this, go ahead and subscribe. And I want to thank you, Wes. Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure. I love doing this.